Okay, before the Saints-Bears playoff game, I told you if you're gambling, take the Saints, give up the 10 points, and bet the under. If you did that, it worked out for you, huh?
It's time to talk Saints football with your host, the one and only Steve Wiley.
Okay, it was war in the Superdome this Sunday. Saints and Bears in the playoffs. It seems to me the last time they met in the playoffs was in 2006, NFC Championship game at Soldier Field, and the Saints came out on the short end of this one, or that one rather, but not this time. That Saints defense was solid as a rock this Sunday. And, you know, speaking of defense, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, man, I don't know what he says to those wide receivers to get them so mad, but, you know, he was the object of another sucker punch this Sunday. But you know what? That's fine. 15 yards. Thank you very much. As I mentioned in the intro to this thing, I recommended that if you're betting, which, you know, I don't, and people have asked me about that. I don't. I'm not a gambler. But it's fun just, you know, to talk about that kind of thing. I got a brother, my brother Jim, he bets this stuff. And I texted him the same advice I gave you. He called me on Saturday and said, I don't know about that, Steve. That's a big point spread for a playoff game. And I said, trust me, take it. And he said, I have a real hard time not taking the over on a Saints game. I said, well, I get your point, but the way that defense is playing, the Bears ain't going to get a lot done on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah, I know they went in averaging 23 points a game. It would have been 21-3, but for that last touchdown, the Bears' only touchdown, that pass from Trubisky to Jimmy Graham with no time left on the clock. Now, the thing of it is, this was one of the best offensive lines in the game, the Saints, maybe the best, against a very good defensive line as well. And if you follow NFL football, you know controlling the line of scrimmage is crucial. Now, you can blitz Drew Brees off the corners, and he will eat your lunch all day long. He will eat you alive. So you got to bring the pressure up the middle. That made the interior line play crucial, and it was a war down there in the trenches. Now, a key matchup, of course, was Cesar Ruiz against Akiem Hicks. And you knew those guys wanted to get the best of one another early on. Hicks got flagged for an offside very early in the game. Then just a few plays later, Ruiz got flagged for a false start. Now, the way that ended up, the final stat on the game, Hicks had 3 tackles, no sacks. Okay, so I think Ruiz did his job. Alvin Kamara was back. Rushed for 99 yards, caught a couple passes. Deontay Harris had a good day. He caught 7 passes for 83 yards. Michael Thomas had a good day. He caught a bunch of passes as well. He looked like the Michael Thomas of old. I've got to believe that Tom Brady and Drew Brees are the 2 oldest starting quarterbacks in the league. And I can only think of 3 guys who ever won a playoff game over the age of 40. Brett Favre, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees. So, what's going to happen Sunday? We'll be back to talk about that in just a few days. I'm Steve Wiley. Thank you so much for joining us for Saints Minute. If you like what you've seen, please like and subscribe. We'd appreciate it very much.